did not sleep at all last night. I woke up panicking that I didn't have enough water and I'm dehydrated. So this is gonna be an adventure, that's all I can say. It is the ass crack of dawn.
It's 3:53 and our guide's not here yet.
I have not had coffee and will not get coffee on this trip apparently. So
It's an adventure.
It's an adventure.
Our guide finally did show up and took us to the van where we met the rest of the couples for our hike. After a couple hours van ride, we had breakfast, all you could eat, with plenty of food to fuel us for the hike ahead. Then it was back to the van for another hour before we got to the actual trailhead for our hike. Alright, so we just had our pre-hike briefing. Now hiking up the mountain. It's already hot. And the UV index today is like 14, so. There's Alex, hiking toward Expedition Everest. You can see it there behind us. Just a few hundred meters in. We're taking it pretty slow, which is fine, because we are already at over 12,000 feet elevation. So we don't want to burn ourselves out the first day. Tomorrow is going to be the hardest day. And we'll be doing about 16 miles tomorrow. Alright, so we're about 2 hours into this hike. It's not too bad because we're taking a break every maybe 10 minutes. Get everybody a break and a breather, which is nice because not all of us are at the same fitness level. Based on our time frame, we can probably have another hour and a half, 2 hours of hiking before we get to our base camp for the evening. We're gonna watch Alex try not to fall down this cliff. So we're in our star dome here. We've got about 10 minutes to get everything put away and then head to lunch. So we're gonna do that. As you can see, we got a single bed in this one. I thought they were going to be separate beds, but they're not. At least not in this one anyway. So Alex and I will be sharing. Over here on the side, what it looks like. It does come. Oh, it already has all her stuff here. It does come with electrical outlets and a lamp. Does not appear that they have the power turned off on yet to the lamp. But that's it. That's where we'll be staying tonight. There's a tarp covering the roof right now that they'll take off here after a little bit, probably by the time we come down from the lake. That's what our accommodations for the night look like. So we're gonna get ready to go hike up to Humantay Lake right now and start the next part of our adventure. Alright, so we're hiking up to Humantay Lake. It's about an hour and a half hike up the hill, which you can kind of see there in the distance. So we'll see how this goes. This is another 300 meters above where we're spending the night. Hike this morning, hike some more. That's the name of the game here. It is a little bit windy, so I don't know how well the audio is going to record on this, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Well, we made it. We made it to the top, and you can see behind me there, Humantay Lake. It is pretty neat. Not gonna lie. The views are very, very spectacular. I don't think I've ever hiked up anything or seen anything like that. What do you gotta say?
What?
Besides, you made it and you didn't die.
I made it.
And you did.
And I didn't die.
You didn't cry either, so
No.
you got all that going for you. The lake behind us there. You can see all the
Beautiful.
people. It is. Very well. See the mountain up there. Hang on. And Alex. Actually, I feel a lot better hiking this one than I did hiking Colorado. So Colorado might have actually helped a little bit. But anyway, we're going to take some photos, spend a little time here, then we're going to skedaddle down the mountain. There's Alex taking a photo.
Okay. Take photo.
Okay, I'm trying to walk to the other side of the lake. Way up there. To see if we can get any better pictures, and I'm going to try to hurry here. Don't know if I'm gonna make it. Alex didn't want to come. That's okay though. I just want a couple of pictures, and then we've got about 20 minutes left on our time up here at the lake, and then we're heading back. Let's see here. So we are leaving Humantay Lake, headed back down the mountain. There's Alex, the mountain goat. In years past, you used to be able to get into the lake, but then they decided with the number of people coming to the lake and the body oils, sunscreen and everything like that, it was starting to contaminate the lake. So they put the kibosh on that. So you can't get in it. It was worth a hike up here. It was a rough hike up. I'm not gonna lie about that. You can kind of see down there where my finger is. That's where we have to get back to tonight. Now it's just about 10 till 4. We gotta hike down, and then we have to be at dinner at 5:30. Well, tea time at 5:30. So I think we'll be able to do it. Going down is always a little bit faster than going up, I think, anyway. What? Yeah, there's a cow. He's a mountain cow. Mountain cow. Anyway, so we're going to continue trekking down the mountain, and we will see you guys at the bottom, back at our campsite. So I've got the covers off of our dome houses for the evening. That's what they look like. Forgot to say it earlier, but tomorrow we're hiking up Salkantay Pass, which is there. You can't really see Salkantay because it's already fogged in with clouds. So in the morning we can see it though. And this is what the dome looks like inside after the cover has been taken off. In case you're wondering, if you're sitting on the bed, the first couple or the first row is frosted, so you really can't see the person behind you, or next to you. But if you're standing up, you can definitely see into their tent. So, all right, well, we are back. My bed appears to be dry, which is nice because I leaked water somewhere. And then we can look up at the stars tonight. That's looking up through the ceiling of our dome here. So, all right, we're gonna unload after our trip, kind of kick back for a minute, and then head to, how about an hour? Exactly an hour until tea time. All right. So a quick tour of the rest of the camp. Got the sky domes there. Little main area. You can see Salkantay there in the distance behind the domes. And up here we have the path to the kitchen and the dining hall, which is in there. And we'll be going in there here in about 15 minutes for tea time. All the mountains there. One of the other trekkers just said she thought she heard thought they saw lightning, and I heard thunder earlier. And if you look at the mountains, looks a little dark, so we might be getting some thunderstorms tonight. We'll see, but with that glass ceiling, if we do get thunderstorms, it'll be a show for sure. Anyway, we're gonna go get ready for tea time and just hang out. That is definitely thunder. That's definitely thunder. That's why I said a big giant metal dome. Probably won't attract any lightning at all. Off to dinner, off to tea time. So we finished breakfast. It was a really good breakfast. Bacon, or not bacon, eggs, pancakes, coffee, hot chocolate, water, tea, whatever. We did get up about 4:30, got our camp packed up, went to breakfast, did our morning ablutions, and now we're headed out on our hike. This is day 2 of 5. By far one of the hardest days. We're hiking Salkantay Pass. We up to 15,000 feet of elevation. We're currently starting out at 12,770. So, gaining 3,000 feet today. It's gonna be a rough day. We've got to hike about 6 hours before we get to lunch. It's currently 6 in the morning. So, around 1 or 2 we'll be at our lunch stop. Here's to hoping we can do it. So that's where we came from. That up there is where we're going. Good times. Hi-bye, everybody. Talking about how much fun you're having already this morning. So this hike is broken up into 4 different sections. Kind of the way he described it, we'll gain elevation. We'll have a flat spot to kind of catch our breath. Gain elevation, flat spot, gain elevation. We've already had our first flat section. Getting ready to have the first elevation. So we'll see how it goes. So far, everybody's holding up pretty well. We'll see how the day goes. We had to pull over for the pack horses. Coming back down the trail. So I'll take this time while we're on a little bit of a flat spot here to talk about last night. We got our sleeping bags. They're rated down to about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Salkantay Trekking provides you with a sleeping bag liner. They also give you a blanket and pillows, which was nice. Very welcome. I did not end up using the liners. Alex did hog the blanket. But raise your hand if you're surprised. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. It probably got down into the low 40s, high 30s last night. So I don't know. I didn't get out of my sleeping bag. Alex did get up and go to the bathroom. I don't know how that was for her.
11:30 was dark.
Do what?
11:30 was really dark.
11:30 at night, and it was really dark. Got a wobble going on there. That path that's in front of us is what we're going to be walking up here in just a little bit. It does look a little bit daunting for sure, but Alex has her trekking poles and a can-do attitude. We have gained 1,000 feet of elevation since we left base camp. We should have about 2,000 more to gain, all said and done. It looks like we're going to gain all 2,000 of it right here. So we're going to give it our best and try not to die. The guy did tell us that this path's nickname was the Gringo Killer, so we're going to see how accurate that is. So I will say that this is not an easy hike.
No.
By any means, but we're doing it. We'll get there eventually. It's 8 o'clock. We've been hiking for 2 hours. We've gained about 1,500 feet of elevation. So halfway on our elevation. Woo! We're gonna keep plodding along though, because we got places to be, people to see, and things to do. You can kind of see way up there in the distance where we're headed. Like I said, we'll get there eventually. Slow and steady wins the race. And what little reading and research I did prior to this trip, Salkantay trek or hike, while maybe not as popular or famous as the Incan Trail, is one of the hikes or routes that religious leaders would take to Machu Picchu. And the reason for that is that it's at a higher elevation than the Incan Trail. So the religious leaders felt that they were closer to the gods as they were walking this path. It's definitely high, but that's your little tidbit and tip for this part of the trek. We still have the Salkantay mountain there ahead of us, right up there. Just gotta cross over that, and then we're on the back hill or the downhill side of the Salkantay Pass. So we're gonna go ahead and push on towards the summit and get the downhill section started. There it is, the top. We're almost there. 25 minutes hard push. Alex hasn't even cried once yet, so she may have at the top.
I might.
But there's the mountain and where we came from. All right, we can do this. Final leg. It's like seeing the visitor center at the top of Pikes Peak. You just got to get there. You're almost there. We can get donuts now. Alright, so we're hiking down from Salkantay. You can still see it over there in the background behind me. We got up here and had a light snack. It's been probably close to 40 minutes up here. And now we're going to make the 3-hour trek down to our lunch. Oh, I did forget to mention, at the top, elevation. By my watch, our elevation was 15,150 feet, and we started at 12,770 feet. So, not quite 3,000 feet of elevation gain there, but it was plenty nonetheless. We still have probably an hour, hour 15 to lunch, and then 3 hours after that back to our camp for the night. I did just start to sprinkle a little bit. Hopefully that's all we'll get and it won't actually rain on us. We're back. So shortly before lunch, started pouring rain on us, and we got a little bit wet before we got to our lunch site. But then once we were there, it started pouring rain, and it did that for probably a good 15 minutes. At least it let up now that we've started back. It is looking a little dark in front of us there. It's starting to sprinkle again just a tad bit, but hopefully it won't pour on us like it did while we were at lunch. We've got about another 3.5 to 4 hours of walking before we get to our campsite tonight. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're hiking. I'm going to put this away so I can concentrate on not falling down this very rocky and now muddy path. So it started raining again. Pretty heavily actually for about, I'd say half an hour, 45 minutes. Luckily the rain has stopped for now. We've almost dried out again. And now we've got about another, hour and a half walk down to the village plus a 30-minute walk to our campsite. So,
You set an alarm?
yes, I'm setting an alarm. Here we are.
You said at 5:20.
Here we are. Day 2. Hardest day of the Salkantay trek. Oh, there's Alex. This will take like 30 seconds if you just participate. Anyway, day 2 of the Salkantay trek is the hardest. They say it's the hardest day of the trek, which it was difficult because you walk uphill for about 4 hours and then you walk downhill for about 6 to 8. So from the top of the Salkantay Pass to lunch is about 3 hours, give or take, and then from the lunch spot to your lodgings at night is another 3 hours. So it's a long day. And
downhill.
Yeah. I think we walked 16 miles. I clocked in about 16 miles. It was not nearly as hard as Pikes Peak, but still kind of tough.
My feet hurt.
Yeah. I do too. And it rained this afternoon, so that was a unpleasant surprise. It's raining right now, actually. Hopefully that all goes away by tomorrow morning. So we have another long day tomorrow, but we do get to go to
multiple times tomorrow.
We do get to go to a hot springs so Alex can relax. But yeah, so that was our day. In the morning, when it's light out, we can show you what our accommodations look like. They are by far much nicer than last night's accommodations.
We got a hot shower-ish.
We did. Yeah, we do. And we have electricity all night, so that means Alex can leave her phone plugged in all night. And we have Wi-Fi.
And our own bathroom.
Not that the Wi-Fi works, but it's there.
And our own bathroom.
And our own bathroom.
We don't have to walk outside to go to the bathroom.
And we don't have to use our own toilet paper. They provided us toilet paper.
Which we were snagging on the way.
You only have to spend one more night in the woods. Anyway, we're both kind of tired. We're exhausted. Finished dinner, and we have to be up at 5:30 in the morning, so we're going to call it a night.